Guys, we are back by popular demand because you guys have been asking for another video. So myself and Manny have recorded a Q&A for you specifically about Oxbridge. You are?
My name's Manny. I am a third year studying computer science and philosophy at the University of Oxford.
And I graduated from Cambridge just over a year and a half ago, and I studied geography at FITS. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a quick fire Q&A to answer everything you've asked about Cambridge and Oxford. So first question is, are the people arsey and arrogant?
I think no more than you'd find arsey and arrogant people everywhere. Like, I think you'd go to any university and find arsey and arrogant people because they exist. Yes, Oxford or Cambridge has a perception of having really like posh twats, as people say, but I think that if they are there, they must be hiding because I don't see that many of them.
Yeah, that's true, and also I think a lot of the time people get this perception because people get an offer from Cambridge or Oxford and they're like, yo, I got an offer, and they just shout it to everyone. But the reality is, once you get there, everyone else is on par with you. Yeah. Everyone else has that same offer, they have that same place. So that becomes less of a kind of trophy moment situation.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I do definitely think people, when they get offers, sometimes add to that perception because they're loud about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Next question is, would you have the same work ethic if you didn't go to Cambridge, i.e. the drive to start your own company? So let's start with the first part of that question.
I actually don't think I would, because I think the workload at Oxbridge is considerably higher than that of other universities, so you kind of don't have any time to just slack and get nothing done. If you did, your tutors will start probably chasing you and sending you emails. So you just don't have time to be inefficient with your time, and so I think that does add the drive. And also, being around so many people that are clearly accomplished to have gotten into Oxbridge, everyone is so motivated. So constantly being around people who've got their life together, or in some cases not, it really does sort of push you to go and do something with yourself. Like when I got to Oxford, I knew nothing about internships, I knew nothing about spring weeks, I knew nothing about any of those. But because everyone around me was like applying and figuring it out, I was like, shit, I should be doing that too. So I think that you are amongst stimulated minds, and so therefore you become quite motivated.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think the reason I was able to start a company early is because I was surrounded by people who were constantly doing something with their spare time. So if I compare that to friends that I would visit at other unis, whether it's Nottingham or Leeds, there was a lot of free time, and a lot of people chose to spend that just chilling, seeing friends, or doing whatever else. Whereas at uni, for me, and I'm sure for you, everyone was doing things, so you felt like you should be doing things, and as a result, you did other things. So people were stressing about internships. What do? You get an internship. So I ended up spending 2 months in Berlin for an entire summer, at like a tech firm. And then I did a bunch of consultancy work because I started something called the Students of Cambridge, and that gave me credentials and expertise about social media. And I was just constantly doing these other things which built up my experience. So by the time I graduated, I had enough credibility, and I already had a bunch of different social media projects to say, look, I can do social media well, I can grow a following, let me do this for you, here, pay me.
The next one is, how much of a competitive advantage does Oxbridge give you over other recent graduates? So I think that with this one, it's quite interesting because before I went to Oxbridge, everyone told me, yeah, if you go to Oxbridge, you're just going to get jobs. People will come up to you and be like handing you contracts, sign this. That's not true. So I've got an internship for the next summer at a bank, and I know quite a few people who are also going to be doing the internship with me, and they're all from like other universities like Nottingham, Birmingham, Bristol. It's not that it's just concentrated by all these Oxbridge grads. I think very realistically, going to Oxbridge gets your CV read, potentially. Like if you're in a pile of CVs, the fact that you've got Oxbridge, the person may take a second to glance at your CV, but it's not it's not a factor that's going to guarantee you a job or an internship, because at the end of the day, they want to know, are you a good fit for that firm specifically, and what kind of person are you? And I think that you can often get a lot more done at other universities, because when you're at other universities, you may not have as much of an intense workload. So you can spend time building your CV, doing other things, adding credentials that might help you. So for example, you had somehow found time to start Students of Cambridge, but not everyone else is going to be able to find the time to do something like that that could potentially add a skill set to get you the job or internship. So I think that yes, Oxbridge helps give you that seal of approval in terms of yes, you're academically able and you could probably handle work, but no, it's not going to be your golden ticket into any job or internship.
Yeah, and to put it bluntly, I guess, if you're going to do 3 years at Cambridge and Oxford and only do your degree, compared to the exact same degree at another university with no extracurricular whatsoever, it's likely that the Oxbridge will be put on a pedestal because it's higher to get there. It's harder to get there. Yeah. But if you're going to use your time wisely and do a bunch of extracurricular stuff and really push yourself and have clear, tangible evidence to show for that, then your CV could literally over an Oxford CV if you've got that experience and those credentials, but you need to do that for yourself.
Yeah. Having said that, I applied to 14 internships in my 14 spring weeks in my second year and got rejected from 13. So it really doesn't work like that.
Google rejected me from a summer internship and I'm still heartbroken. Whether job interviewers were interested in what course you did or were just interested in the fact that you went to Cambridge. As Manny said before, I think Oxbridge is a stamp of approval and it gets your CV read. Anything above that, it really doesn't matter. And again, I was told beforehand that Oxbridge is your oyster to the world and it can open up so many doors. Yeah, it opens doors, but it opens doors for a lot of other people as well. And a lot of the time those doors are already open to people who didn't have an Oxbridge degree. So, I don't know, once you get there, you're just another person who goes to Oxford and Cambridge amongst the tens of thousands of others. So, it's special, but once you're there, it just becomes a norm quite quickly.
That's true.
Has the Cambridge Student Network helped you in your journey as an entrepreneur? In terms of the entrepreneurship front at Cambridge, it's not huge. You compare it to any, US university, they're all for it there. Whereas in Cambridge, there's so much bureaucracy. It's just difficult to start things. Not everyone is that keen. People are more keen to get a corporate internship than they are to start a company.
I feel like America's more of that startup culture. And I also think in terms of like having your alumni's network, I don't think it's that useful. Because I haven't ever been in this, well, not to me personally, but I haven't been in a situation where, yes, I was put in touch with alumni in the industry that I wanted to go to and suddenly they said something or helped me with something that suddenly got me an internship or a job or gave me advice that was life-changing. Yeah, we have alumni that come back and give talks, but it's not anything major that you wouldn't have at any other universities. In fact, I have friends that go to LSE that have it so much better in terms of getting internships and getting jobs because it's almost a more job or career-oriented university. So for example, if I had an interview for an internship and I had to take a day off or miss lectures or miss tutorial, my tutor would be way less forgiving, whereas I have friends at LSE who had to take time off for interviews and stuff, and their tutors were more than happy to do that because it's such a different environment. I think Oxford raises academics. The way that the course is structured, Oxford and Cambridge, the way the courses are structured are a great transition into higher education, into doing a PhD or something like that, or a master's.
True.
Whereas other universities are quite career and career oriented in that sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out Manny's socials.
We've also made a video together on my channel looking at Oxford versus Cambridge if you're considering applying, so I'd check that out.